Y'all get down and try Heavenly's Beauty Supply, where you can purchase you a wig, whether you're dead or alive. Cue the music! Oh yes, bitches and hoes, I'm back.
I drop a player like it's nothing, it ain't working out. Now no debate or fuck discussion, bitch, I'm walking out. My time is money, I ain't loving, let you toast it out. Flip my weave and walk it out, look how I just bossed it out. Now come on baby, why you bugging, we can't talk it out. I keeps it moving, I ain't tripping, lost another spouse. I'm just a boss, it's in my blood, no I won't scream or shout. Grabbing my keys.
Cause oh yes, bitches and hoes, I'm back. Back with another video, and we're here to discuss Married to Medicine Season 9, Episode 2. Girl, Heavenly Beauty Supply. I ain't gonna lie, your little grand opening was cute with the runway. It was cute, but girl, it was a lot of drama. Let's get into it. So the episode opens up. Quiet is explaining her makeup to her nephew, telling him, look, the eyelashes is straight up fake. I drew my brows on, put a little filter here and there. Girl, Mason was trying to wipe that crap off. Dr. Simone over there talking to one of her patients, and she ain't on no birth control. She just used condoms. That's me. And Dr. Simone, that's all you use? You want to have kids? And she was like, well, you know, I could be a mama if I want to be. Listen, don't let them people tell y'all that y'all need to get that birth control. I don't advocate for it. Now, I ain't gonna lie. It's a scary life. It's very scary. But I live it, and I'm healthier. I'll just say that. Anil is down there with her kids. Dr. Heavenly show up for emergency, girl. So Dr. Heavenly is over there at Dr. Jackie's place of business. She has an emergency. So we get down there. She done stayed late. Dr. Jackie stayed late for Dr. Heavenly because, you know, it's been an emergency. She got to see what the hell's going on. And Dr. Heavenly lets Jackie know that her cooch don't get wet no more, and she ain't got no urge to have no sex. Now immediately Dr. Jackie goes, you could be premenopausal. And she said, oh no baby, I could be pregnant. Ain't gonna be that. I ain't in that club yet, the mature club. Girl, Dr. Jackie said, girl, you done lost your mind. With your age, you is in that club. Stop acting crazy. But either way, they have a conversation, and Dr. Jackie said something that I'm learning. Okay? So Dr. Jackie goes into all the symptoms of the premenopausal stages and all that stuff. And she said, but a dry cooch and no urge to have sex ain't that. It ain't one of those symptoms. Maybe it's just a simple issue of your estrogen levels. Maybe your estrogen levels are too low, or your testosterone levels are too high. Let's just take a blood sample, and then we'll go back and figure out what you need. More estrogen or whatever the case may be. I never knew that. I never knew that. And it makes all the sense in the world, but I never would have correlated the two. See, this is why she the doctor and I'm not. But basically, yeah, Dr. Heavenly said she don't want to have sex with daddy. She give him the mouth though, because he love that. But she don't want to lay on her back and give him the cooch, you know, or whatever the case may be. And we over here saying, but Heavenly, make sure daddy is taken care of, please. And thank you. Let's move on. We move to the next scene. Dr. Contessa is outside playing with her kids, and Toya pulled up with her two boys. Girl, tell me why Dr. Contessa's daughter Kayla literally jumped out the window and said, oh Lord, the two boys here. One of them is good and one of them is evil. Now immediately Toya is professing that her children are angels. And see, that be the people who have the baddest children. And Kayla said, no, I done been over there. I've been around there. He is evil. This one here is the devil. And I was trying to see which one she was pointing to, but I ain't quite get to see it. Girl, Kayla gonna say what she want. Girl, they play a flashback of her gathering Contessa as she do. And Contessa couldn't do nothing with it. Can't do nothing with it. Been doing that since a little bitty girl. But either way, girl, Contessa said my baby gonna get me into a lot of fights because she just outspoken. As were I. I was very outspoken with my mama too. And it's a lot of things I done said, and I was like, I know I'm gonna get a whipping for it, but I got to say what I got to say. That's Kayla. I'm Kayla and she is me. So anyway, they sit down. Toya responds, girl, sometimes you just need a break. And basically, Contessa agreed. She was like, girl, look, I feel the same way. I haven't talked to doggone Heavenly since the doggone reunion. And so Toya was like, what? You haven't spoke to her that long? And she was like, yeah, because she get on social media dragging for me and my husband. Like, that's not cool. If we friends, why is you on social media dragging about my family to a bunch of strangers? I completely get that. I completely get it. She's not saying nothing wrong. Toya said, look, I know Heavenly the type of person that's going to apologize and do it again. So just get ready, because that's how she is. She was like, now you see that she's a snake. Toya had been having her issues with Heavenly for a while. But Contessa said she's going to sit down with her and talk to her. But, at this point, she's just trying to figure out their friendship. We move to the next scene. Anila is at home with her husband. They waking up in the morning, getting things together, and she's over there waiting, talking about she need coffee. She got a coffee machine on the way and all this stuff. And then she goes downstairs with the kids, and Anila gives this whole spiel about how she's been busy. She's a mom, and she's a full-time mom, and she's got the podcast. She said, because look, girl, I be having to get the kids up, get them ready, do this, that, and the third, and then I got to turn around and start podcasting about 12. It's just a lot. And in my opinion, I was like, but you got a nanny. If you got a nanny, why are you doing all that? But see, we about to find out here in a second. Your ass ain't doing that. Miss Gomez is over there doing that. But go ahead on, take the turn to school. Let's move on. Quiet getting Mason up for school. And Quiet basically says, look, girl, my life has shifted. Now it is Quiet in the family, starring her, Mason, and her mom. So now she getting breakfast ready for him to have a good day, letting him study his sight words or whatever the case may be. And when she gives him his breakfast, she reminds him to say his grace. I love that. But she says it's different having her, mama and Mason there, because she used to being a single person doing whatever it is she wanted to do. I completely, understand. I would die if I had to have just a whole family in this place, just all of a sudden. Girl, I'd be losing my doggone mind, pulling my wigs off. But she says she's responsible for her family. It's an adjustment, but she invites it. I'm here for it. So now they on the way to school, and Mason said he don't like catching that damn bus. Like Quiet said, I brings you to school, the bus brings you home. But Mason said he ain't trying to do it. He don't like the bus, them churn, be hollering and screaming. They be making all that noise, and it's getting on his nerves. Well, Miss Quiet said, well, do you tell them to hush? And he said, yeah, and they get louder and louder. Mason ain't here for them churn on that damn bus. Anyway, they late for school. We moving on to the next scene. Moving forward, Heavenly is at the beauty store prepping for her grand opening. She says Dr. Jackie is bringing her skincare products. I love it. Support black businesses. And it's going to be a fashion show. And she said a lot of people doubt her because they say she don't know nothing about no wigs. But she going to show them that she can do it. Now, she said she don't know how to do no hair now. But they ain't got nothing to do with her selling wigs. And they don't. Let's move on. Dr. Simone and her husband go to dinner with their son Miles and his girlfriend Andrea. And I'll just say this. When I saw what Andrea looked like, it made sense. Does that make sense? Anyway, so they sitting down talking to their kids. Andrea's been in his life for a year and a half. The parents are excited. Now they can take a lot of that toll off of Dr. Simone. You can go on and from one titty to the next. You know how that go. Or whatever the case may be. They excited. Cecil even said she bought us gifts. She made me a homemade gift from for Father's Day. It was nice. We like her. We here for it. So now they asked him about his grades, and he said 2 A's, but she was like, well, what about the other classes? Now, see, that's when Cecil had to say, pump your brakes, Fat. Pump your brakes. We like you, but you're doing too much. Why y'all don't want to hear about them other grades? Let that girl hold him accountable, because, see, that's the problem. Y'all don't be holding him accountable. Let Andrea hold him accountable, as she should. But anyway, Cecil then asked them what they think as far as being in a relationship, any advice for couples, because basically they're doing a book. He said, I know y'all only been together about a year and a half, but what advice do you have? Miles basically says that his advice would be you have to be able to compromise and not be prideful. Andrea says communication. She says because she feels like she communicates well, but Miles doesn't. Miles never tells her what's wrong. Miles always hold everything in. She can't never get nothing out of Miles. Welcome to Dating Black Men. May I take your order? Girl, please. That's what they do. You ain't gonna never find out. And then they gonna flip it on you. Let me give you this part of tea right here too. So not only are they not gonna tell you what's wrong, right? You can ask, you can pry, you can beg. They gonna tell you you're getting on their nerves. They ain't gonna tell you nothing. But then when they ball over and shit get bad, then they gonna take it out on you instead, because they ain't got no outlet. Black men in a nutshell. Not all of them, but most of them in a nutshell. They don't want to tell you what's wrong. They want to bottle it up. And then when they blow, it's your fault. Or it's everybody else's fault. Because they ain't got no outlets. Welcome to Dating Black Men 101. You'll get real comfortable here soon. Anyway. So Simone and Cecil starts telling us about this book they writing, and this basically is going to be a book about their actual real life 21-year marriage, like the ups and the downs. It ain't just going to be that roses and fairy tale, you know, they live happily ever after type stuff. And I'm here for it, because people need to understand marriage is work. I know, I've been there. It's a lot of work. They do a flashback of them highs and lows and them divorcing and ain't divorcing and all that stuff. The girls need to see that. They need to hear that. Like Cecil said, he trying to be on the Red Table Talk, baby. He wants to be big with a couple's book. I don't blame you, Cecil. Y'all got enough experience to write a book. I read it. I ain't married, but I read it. We move to the next scene. Anila is at the house for dinner. This is where your world's about to fall apart, Anila. So Anila is at the house for dinner. Miss Gomez bring them kids up for bed. Y'all go get in the bed. They came in, they had a box there. Dr. Kieran was like, that better not be nothing you bought. And she said, no, it ain't nothing I bought. I got this from blogging, and he lets us know he checks the credit card statements every day. So when Amazon pull up, he already know what the hell going on. But she said she get all her stuff from blogging. I ain't mad at you. So now Miss Gomez says she wants to talk to them. So now they go sit down, and Miss Gomez done made him a nice meal and all that stuff. And Anila was like, what the hell? What's wrong with her? Like, why would she do that? Like, I mean, we appreciate the gesture, but what's really going on? And then she was like, maybe she want a raise. But see, Miss Gomez heard you coming from around the corner, and she said, what you say? She said, well, you want a raise? Is that what it is? Miss Gomez said, no, have several seats, fat. Let me have a conversation with you. Basically, Miss Gomez said she's got family in Grand Churn, and she wants to go back to her family in Houston. So that's what she's going to do. So then Anila hollers, oh, how long you going to be gone? Miss Gomez says, forever. Did. Forever. Anila is jaw dropping to the doggone floor. Like, what you mean? Her and Dr. Kieran. Look at Dr. Kieran. They both jaw dropping. Anila was like, you can't leave us. You're the only one who know our children. What are my children going to do? Very freaking selfish, Anila. You know what vibes it gave me? It gave me back in the slave times when the slavers had to neglect their children to take care of the slave masters. You know what else it gave me? It gave me back in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, where the black women were not even home to rear their own kids because they over there playing maid with the white lady kids. How dare you ask her or tell her you don't know what to do and you don't want her to leave? Anila, that is very selfish. That lady said, ain't nothing you could do, I'm going. As she should. She wants to put her family first now. She tired of playing with your bad ass churn because that little boy bad. And at the end of the day, I feel like I don't care for the whole maid thing. I don't like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm sitting from a place that ain't got no money, so it'll never happen for me. But I just don't like, especially maids on black and brown people. I just don't like it. I cringe when I see it. That's just me. I cringe. I don't like it. But Anila and her husband is trying to offer that lady money and all these other things and jewels and all that stuff. That lady said, I got to go and I'm going to be hasta la vista up out of here. It is what it is. But don't you dare then turn around and be like, oh, what are we going to do? Now, see, this is the gag. See, you was up there earlier in the scene saying how you was such a super mom because you get up and you do this, that, and the third, and now you got a blog, you know what I mean, after that. But now you over there saying, what am I going to do? Do I need to quit blogging? Well, if you was doing all this anyway, I'm confused as to why is this in question? Because you wasn't doing that. Miss Gomez was. Talking about it's going to be hard for you to find somebody else. Yeah, it is. It is. Or you can watch your own churn. That'll be easier. That's just my opinion. But anyway, we move to the next scene. It's the day of the grand opening, girl. They're expecting about 100 people. People pulling up. Miss Juicy pulled up. Shout out to Miss Juicy. Getting better. All the Ricky Smiley people, girl. The Escape people. You know all the regular stars of Atlanta. Everybody show up for each other. Contessa, Dr. Simone, and Toya are on the way to the doggone place. And they Google the address and find out it used to be a Christian bookstore or something crap like that, girl. I said, y'all is messy. You know, they gonna find the tea. But Contessa basically said she want to make an appearance and go home. She ain't trying to be sticking around for all of that stuff. But Contessa, that's cap. Because when you get there, you're gonna get in your feelings. Toya basically asked Contessa if she feels like Dr. Heavenly will do what she's doing again. And Contessa was like, probably so. Dr. Simone understands Contessa's viewpoint on this because she said Heavenly do get up there on social media and drag her friends. That's not cool, and it's not. It's not. I would never drag my friend on here. Sorry, wouldn't. Anyway, Daddy arrives. He taking pictures. He said, I'm not used to this. I'm sorry. He had on his daddy jeans. And it didn't even matter somehow to me. It just didn't matter. But Daddy arrives. One thing about Dr. Heavenly, she gonna be by her man. She can smell her man. So she comes running out by the paparazzi or by the photo place and was standing next to her man talking about, yeah, let me get next to Daddy. Heavenly don't play about Daddy. Basically, Daddy is proud of Heavenly. He said he thought it was very smart for her to open a business, especially a hair business, and he supports her and he's proud of her. See, that's why we all love Daddy. Let us all love Daddy, Heavenly. You being selfish. Anyway, Dr. Jackie and they're setting up her products, and she said, baby, her stuff is doing good. She in Neiman Marcus, Ulta.com, Girl Canada. She's getting to a coin with her little skin lotion or whatever the case may be. I need to see what's up. But if it's in Neiman Marcus, girl, I probably can't afford it. You probably got that high-end stuff. Anyway, Heavenly wants to show the girls how to walk. So Heavenly gathers the girls together after they all arrive, not contesting them. And she wants to show them how to walk down the runway. Girl, Quad said, Heavenly, you could never show me how to walk. Girl, they did flashbacks. Heavenly don't know how to goddamn walk. Quad said, you done lost your rabbit. She ends up showing them how to drop it though. She was like, I ain't gonna show you how to walk, but I can show you how to drop it. Girl, whatever. So now this man who has a contract or wants a contract with Heavenly, he arrives. He is a man who owns 25 funeral homes down there in the Miami area. And he wants to supply wigs to all 25 of his funeral homes. And he's super excited for doing business with a black woman. That's big, especially for a brand new doggone business just jumping off the ground. Girl, you can survive just off of him. You're going to survive because the women coming in there, period. Matter of fact, I need to go over there. But that's a damn good business deal. That's damn good. But yeah, he coming in there to make this doggone contract happen. Girl, in the back, they all getting their hair done. Dr. Jackie, that hair was not fitting for Dr. Jackie. It just wasn't. It was cute. It just wasn't fitting for her. Quad had these doggone Coming to America rings on top of her head. She said, get it off. Y'all ain't gonna have them dragging me on social media. She said, get it off my head. But Heavenly is up there talking to the guy, and she says, I want to bring you to the back to meet, my husband and all my friends and all that stuff. So they brings the man to the back. First of all, the man looked like he worked at a funeral home, but only a funeral home that was made in the 70s. Yeah. He looked like he got his suits from the 70s. He's still living in that era. He ain't never came up to 2022. But he got 25 funeral homes. I wouldn't give a damn if he wore a tutu. That's my opinion. I'm sorry. So he gets to the back. They go meet, he meets Heavenly's husband, Daddy. He go meets Daddy. And Quad said dead people need wigs too, so she ain't mad at it. And they do. They really do. Quad said, look, as long as mine is fried, dyed, and laid to the side, when I go, I really ain't tripping on none of it. Anyway, Miss Nikki Natural goes over there and flirt with him because when she heard that he had 25 funeral homes, she said, are you married? And he said, no, I am not. And she went over there and flirted, as she should. She's smart. She's smart. I would have been over there flirting and holding his hand too. Because you see, Jackie and them was on the other side saying, Nikki, come over here. They single. He's single. She's single. Let that girl hold that man's hand. I was like, why is you holding that man's hand? Because this is where I need to be at the moment. Let me hold his hand in peace, okay? Mind your business. Basically is what I'm getting the tease of what y'all need to do. Let that girl network, if you know what I mean. Go ahead on Nikki Natural, get him, because I would have got him if I was there. Woulda. Anyway, Contessa arrives. So Contessa and the girls arrives. And Contessa and Simone was like, well, where are all the other girls? And the guys were like, oh, they're in the back for the fashion show, getting ready for the fashion show. So now this leaves Contessa really mostly feeling away because I don't think Simone gives a goddamn. But Simone was like, oh, we wasn't invited in the fashion show. It makes sense because I don't have that type of relationship with her. But Contessa is immediately in her feelings about it. She was like, well, she could have invited me. Like, why wouldn't she invite me to be in the fashion show? Why would she invite you to be in the fashion show if y'all ain't spoke since New York? Think about it, Contessa. Think about it. Now, you go confront Heavenly, and Heavenly told you, girl, I invited the girls who I was talking to. I didn't even know if you were even going to show up. Why would I then put the pressure to put you in the doggone show? It don't make sense. It don't. I gotta be real and take Heavenly's side with that. It don't make no sense at all, to be completely honest. What are you saying? Why would she do that? Make it make sense. Somebody please make it make sense. Anyway, Contessa's over there in her feelings. Girl, come up out of your feelings. You want to be friends with her or not? Like Toya said, girl, y'all not even cool right now. What's the big deal? Like, girl, it is what it is. It happens. Like, stop acting crazy. So now the fashion show starts. It's the evolution of doggone Heavenly. Heavenly comes out there and drops it for Daddy. She dropped it for Daddy, and then she was like, you seen me drop it, Daddy? And Daddy was like, yeah, I seen you drop it. Now Eugene is over there making fun of Daddy. Eugene was like, yeah, I seen you drop it. And then he gets in his confessional and say, Heavenly is 50 trying to drop it like she's 20. We don't want to see it, we don't want to hear it, and we don't want to find it. But Daddy loved it, and that's all that matters. Let Daddy get it. But you know, Heavenly look good for her age, y'all. Don't do that. Don't do that to her, Eugene and Toya. Anyway, Dr. Jackie come on down with her hair. Girl, who was that? Was it Simone or was it Toya? Toya said she looked crazy as hell, and it did, because it's not that the hair was bad. It just wasn't fitting for Jackie. We all know Jackie's personality. That hair was not for Jackie. I'm sorry. But Toya ended up ringing up all the girls as they come down. So after Jackie came down, Toya said she had on a hooker wig. Quiet comes in and said, watch the cheekbones, as you should. Anita come out spraying doggone hairspray all over the doggone runway. And for the life of me, just like Toya said, she ain't even got on no wig. Why is she in the fashion show? She just coming out to spray doggone hairspray. Heavenly said, girl, stop spraying that shit before you make the doggone runway slippery and somebody fall and break their ankles. Girl, go sit down, girl, Anila. I don't even know why you put her in there. Now, Nikki Natural comes out, girl. This was the part that tickled me to death. Nikki Natural comes down, and when she gets down to the end of the doggone runway, Heavenly was like, yeah, drop it, Nikki. And Nikki dropped it. But see, Heavenly forgot Daddy was standing behind her. Girl, when I tell you, Heavenly stood in front of Daddy and said, not in front of my man, bitch. Get from out of here. Go, get out of here. Girl, I was weak. She shielded Daddy from seeing that girl drop it, and Daddy looked. He was like this. He did. I saw you, Daddy. I saw you. Eugene in his ear saying, I bet you ain't gonna tell her you saw her drop it. Ain't. Girl, I was weak when Heavenly said, no, bitch, not in front of my husband, bitch. Don't drop it in front of Daddy, bitch. Go take that. Get on up off the runway. Girl, I fell through the damn floor. I said, this lady Heavenly is really crazy for real. She always made for good TV. I've always liked her on this show. But anyway, Alora comes out. You know, they bring out the cake and everything went perfect. Heavenly is super satisfied with how the things went. So now she wants to thank Mr. Wright's funeral home for them 25 contracts, as you should. Girl, he's going to single-handedly keep your business afloat. Girl, please, you know how many people is dying? Girl, please. But Toya basically says, look, if the funeral home needs cheap wigs, Heavenly's beauty store is the place to go. I say, now y'all dirty. Toya was ringing everybody up, girl, and I was here for it. I was here for Toya ringing everybody up. So now Contessa's still over there in her feelings, and for the life of Toya and me, we don't understand why. Doggone Heavenly called her over there to take pictures, and she was like, well, why she want me to take a picture? Why she want me to? Girl, shut up and get in the picture, Contessa. All right, I'm on your side. She wrong, but now you acting like a child. You either want to be a friend or not. You just like Kenya. You either come in because you want to be here or you don't. If you don't want to be here, don't come. God damn it. This is just... Contessa, don't blow me. Because you know you blow me a lot of times. You blew me with that crap with your husband last season, letting him play in your face like that. See, I wasn't doing videos then, but I'm doing them now. Don't blow me this season. Please. Either get back cool with Heavenly or leave it alone. Anyway, they take their little pictures. She slide on to the side. And that was it. That was the end of the episode. Listen, I think it's cool. I like this show. I've always loved this show from the very first show. So I'm all here for it. And I think the drama is more authentic than, what's that other show I was reviewing? I said this is some Basketball Wives. Way more authentic than some goddamn Basketball Wives with Brandy and goddamn Malaysia. LaQuisha. Anyway, y'all drop down in the comments and let me know what y'all thought about this week's episode. And y'all don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And I will see you hoes later. Bye.